recording. Raise the run. Screen recording now.
I think you would be just
Pretty
fine.
loud. Turn that down. Patrick! How
Yeah.
are you?
I'm good.
Yeah, that's good. Me too. I feel a little sleep deprived. I've had like the weirdest fucking sleep schedule over the last week and a half.
Yeah.
I had 2 days off in a row, and I'm not really good at staying to my normal overnight shift schedule when I'm just here alone. So I tend to take naps, and then I was up from like 9 a.m. I woke up from a nap, and then I was awake until like 7 p.m. And I was like, oh no.
Wow.
And then, yeah, I went to bed, and then I woke back up, and then I had to take a nap before you came, so I wasn't completely fucked. I'll probably have to take another nap at some point. But, I don't know. Maybe I'm in it for the long haul today.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways.
Yeah, I can't nap.
No?
I'm not a nap person.
I love naps.
No, I don't like naps.
I can take an hour nap. I can take a 4-hour nap. Love it all. I'm not good at... I'm usually good at waking up, but not always. Like, there's sometimes I wake up from a nap and I'm like super dazed, and that's always a bad feeling, because then I feel helpless. I'm like, I can't do anything right now.
Right.
It's not even like I haven't had my coffee type of thing, or it's just like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
I can't do anything.
Yeah, it's just too disorganized. I'd rather just power through, or just wait until I can get a regular amount of sleep again.
Right. Yeah. I don't know what that's like. That's a big thing where I like wake up so many times during the middle of the night to like go pee, or like
Yeah.
I'm thirsty or something. And then I just like sleep in like 2-hour intervals to begin with. So my body...
That's already, yeah.
Yeah, my body's just like, yeah, let's go. Especially if I'm using the bathroom, and then, you know, it's like one of those shits that you're on the toilet for like 30 minutes, and then you're like, well, I could have ate a whole ass breakfast and like fucking did a couple of chores in the amount of time I'm awake. But yeah. Yeah, how was your week? What did you do this week? It's been 10 days instead of 7 days. So
mostly just a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Been really busy. Yeah.
You sound exhausted.
Yeah, I've been up since like 4:30 this morning. I open on Mondays, so.
Right. Oh yeah, don't you do a double usually on today?
No, I just open now on Mondays.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were doing double Mondays. I forgot. I didn't even think about that. But
yeah, we got another afternoon guy, so.
That's good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's exciting. I mean, it's probably a dock and pay. Are you back to doing 5 days now a week? Or are you...
No, I didn't really lose any. I may have lost like 2 hours.
Oh.
Because I come in a little earlier, and then... but I also got like $1 raise.
Oh, nice.
Like a couple months prior to that, so.
Nice. Yeah.
So it all kind of evens out.
Nice. Yeah, I had my interview for my promotion Monday or something, so I'm still waiting to hear that, but in the time being, I'm getting paid to be the boss, like, because I'm an assistant. Usually, it's like a $4 difference an hour.
Yeah.
So, I got that, and then my 1 year just came up, so I got a raise for that. I don't know how much that was. I think it was like 50 cents or whatever. It's some retail bullshit, but
Yeah.
you know, I was like, hell yeah, and more money would be nice. That's the exciting part about the promotion. I'm already doing all the work, so it's just the guarantee of more money.
Yeah.
But the last time my boss had quit, and it was just me, I wasn't getting paid for it because they were like, you aren't with the company long enough, and I was like, that's bullshit, but whatever.
Yeah.
I guess now I've been here long enough. It's been a year now, which is crazy. Since
Wow.
I got this job.
That's pretty cool.
But it was at the old house. That makes sense. But, yeah. Yeah, other than that, we tore down the shed at the old house over the last couple of weeks, so...
Oh, cool.
And then we've been, like, painting windows and stuff like that. So we finished that up yesterday. And then we went to a couple of ponds.
Yeah. Did you see the internet stuff in there?
No. Is it still there?
The cable box.
Did you not ever pick it up? You don't have the key? No? Oh. No.
No, Kyle said he'd see if he saw it. But...
Yeah, I don't know where it'd be. Would it be in his room or downstairs?
I'm not sure. I mean, last time I saw it, it was all together. I messaged him in the group chat about it, so...
Recently? Today?
No, forever ago. It's not...
Oh. Well,
but they haven't messaged me about it since then, so maybe they forgot.
The house. See if the old cable box is there, please. Patrick asked. He's supposed to go there today.
Okay.
Because we filled up like 2 of the massive dumpsters with that shed, and then it still wasn't enough. So another tiny dumpster is supposed to arrive today to get the rest of the scraps.
Oh, cool.
So he's supposed to be there after he gets out of work. Yeah. Yeah, but we went to some pond. We went on a little hike. Other than that, I mean, it's been boring stuff, really. Like, I'm trying to, like, budget and, like, pay off the old car and figure out what the fuck I'm gonna do with it, because it's a pain in my existence right now.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna try to pay off the new car as fast as possible. And hopefully pay it off, like, within the year. Would be the idea.
Mm-hmm.
Because the APR, like, the loan percentage is fucked on it.
Yeah.
So I want to pay it off as soon as possible, because it's not a super expensive car, but if I just let the loan stack up as much as possible, then it will be.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
In the back end.
Right. So I got to figure out what I'm going to do. The old car is semi-drivable. But really I just need them to, like, come and pick it up would be cool. I don't know if that's the case, though.
Yeah.
If they can come and pick it up. It sounds like, when I was looking on their website, it sounds like I might have to, like, drive it to one of their locations, because I'm going through Carvana through all of it.
Yeah.
And Carvana dropped the car off here, the new car, so I just figured that they would pick the old car up. But the old car's not registered, so that's a whole other thing too. If I need to be registered. If
that would
it's
suck.
Yeah.
That's a whole different, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm trying to get step by step with that. But I only owe like $700 on it now. And it would be nice to not have to pay that $700 before I get rid of it. But Carvana said they'll give me $1,200 for it. So,
there you go.
Yeah, if I can do that and have them pay it off immediately, and then I'll just dump whatever extra is into the new car. But yeah, that's the plan. The Kyle and Janelle's baby is due in like 2 weeks, I think.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I think at the beginning of June. So, really, I don't know how much they have. I mean, they have the room set up and everything like that, but yesterday I think was more of like him just getting out of the house one last time. But he went fishing. I went with him. That was pretty fun. Drank some beers on the side of a pond.
Nice.
Yeah. But other than work, I had those 2 days yesterday. I slept all day Saturday, and then Sunday we finished cleaning up the house and shit. Last weekend we spent the majority of the weekend doing that too. Sounds like somebody's here. Yeah, it was a good weekend. Good quaint weekend. Anyways, what about games? That's what we talk about on this show. This is a video games podcast. This is Praise the Run. I'm Ben. This is Patrick. Did I even introduce ourselves? I think I just said Patrick.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember. We're 10 minutes in the episode. It doesn't matter. We're still early. Yeah, this is a games podcast. Let's start with what we've been playing. Have you been playing anything?
I don't even think I've
touched a game
controller. No? Yeah, I've been just watching Lost.
Yeah.
And then I finally finished that, and then...
How was that?
It was good. I had a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good show. I see why there was so much hype.
Yeah.
It was a good time. And then, I've just kind of been playing random YouTube stuff in the back. I've been doing a lot of writing because I'm working on a lot of stuff outside of comedy, just like trying to build like a production team and do some stuff outside of like stand-up. So
yeah,
I've just been doing a lot more writing, and I'm also trying to slowly weed my way out of having a regular job by doing like commission work and stuff. So I'm doing a lot more. I'm trying to do a lot more like art stuff as well. Just because our job got bought recently, so there's a good chance shit could change, and that just could be a good opportunity to maybe just become independent. In comedy, I make enough off of comedy now that like it's not consistent, but it's like,
Right, if you have more time, you're not spending your mornings and getting 3 hours of sleep in between.
Right, exactly. So, I've kind of been leaning toward that, and I watch, can you play games while I do stuff?
Yeah. Yeah, weren't you guys playing Baldur's Gate? Whatever happened to that?
Yeah, I think she got stuck. I, surpassed her a while ago, and then she just got stuck.
Yeah.
And hasn't really, and then...
Yeah, Kyle hard-locked himself, too.
I don't know if she's just... I think that she just stopped playing consistently, that she doesn't, remember what a lot of her characters and stuff do anymore to, their full capability, and now she's at, a point where you kind of have to be on top of your shit.
Oh, yeah.
Or... it's just really hard.
Right. Yeah, Kyle got locked in a boss battle super under level.
Really?
Yeah, he would have to reload and go back several hours, so I think he just gave up for a bit.
Well, same. I quick save every 30 seconds.
Right.
So I never get hard locked into anything.
Right.
I will just rewind 4 quick saves ago if I have to. And
yeah, it was I forgot what dungeon it is. I think it might be the vampire dude. Or not the vampire, the demon dude. I'm not completely sure. The ruined castle.
Yeah.
I think it's the beginning of Act 2. But yeah, it's I've been wanting to play that game. But Clair Obscur was, I think that's the next. I think I really want to play that game. Doom's out now, and I don't. The reviews for Doom are okay, but people are like, oh, it doesn't play like 2016, which I really like 2016. So maybe I'll just replay that. But Clair Obscur, people were really hardcore about it. I'm into it. I didn't play a lot of games at all this week, but I managed to play a complete game this morning.
Nice.
I played all the way through Donut County this morning.
Oh, yeah.
I love Donut County so much. I've never played it on console before, but I've owned it on console since it came out. It's not an expensive game. It's $10 or something like that.
Well, it was on the Game Pass.
Oh, yeah, it was on Game Pass for a while. Yeah, I have it on PlayStation.
That's how I played it.
Yeah, that makes sense. But it's also on phones, which is how I originally played it. It was like $3 on phones or something like that.
Yeah.
So I played it that way, and I don't remember if I ever beat it. Like, I've definitely seen the ending, but there was like levels that I kind of like don't remember as much.
I mean, that makes sense. Yeah.
The game came out in 2018, so I was like, oh, that's a long time ago. A lot longer than I remember.
Yeah.
2018 that's like quite a bit of time now.
Mm-hmm.
Almost 10 years. So I was like, oh, there's a possibility. I just don't remember. And I mean, I've seen like Let's Plays and stuff, so it's just like, I don't know. There's just levels that are less memorable, I guess. But
yeah.
I don't know, it was pretty cute. I really like the game. I like the Katamari aspect of it more than I like the weird little puzzles that it decides to throw in every level.
Yeah.
Especially in the latter half of the game where it starts being like super puzzle heavy, and then there's 2 boss battles, which is weird. But the puzzles are like, if you suck in a fire in the hole, it makes the hole like start becoming like all like hot and steamy, and then you can like catch things on fire.
Yeah.
Or like in another level is like make a hot air balloon like lift off, and or you dump corn in the hole, in the fire hole, and then it pops a bunch of popcorn out of it.
Right.
Stuff like that. There's a bunch of different levels that have very specific puzzles. I'm like, I just want to put things in the hole.
Yeah.
But it was 2 hours on the dot, so a very breezy game. I was like, hell yeah, we're just gonna power through it all in one sitting.
Yeah, it's pretty short.
Yeah, I was surprised. You have the chance to go through a level select after you beat the game. There's not a level select once you start the game. It just throws you straight in the story.
Right.
But I didn't check that out. There's a Trashopedia for everything that you collect throughout the game.
Oh, yeah.
You can 100% it and everything. I think I got pretty close to 100%.
Yeah, because none of the levels are like super large. So
No.
It's pretty easy to suck most of the stuff in.
Yeah, and
First try.
yeah, for the most part, you know what the last item should be. Usually it's the house or whatever of the level.
It's whatever the person is, or the animal or whatever's
residing. Yeah. Sometimes the animal will be like outside the house, and you'll suck down the animal.
True,
and then
yeah.
it'll be the house after. Like, I think there was like a picnic level or whatever. But yeah, it was a blast. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
I definitely want to play more Katamari likes. There's one called Tornado Outbreak that came out on the PS3.
Okay.
I don't think I have it anymore. I must have sold it. But it was pretty expensive, so that's why I sold it. I'll have to rebuy it or emulate it at some point. But I remember it being like $90 at the time. But that's a game where you play as like a guy in a tornado, and then you go through a bunch of Looney Tunes like towns and suck everything up in the tornado.
Okay.
Yeah, you start out really small as like a dust devil, and then grow bigger.
Yeah.
That's really fun. And there's more Katamari games that I haven't played. I have Forever down there, Katamari Forever on the channel. I haven't played. There's a PSP one that I don't think's on PlayStation yet, but I assume that's going to come at some point.
Mm-hmm.
And then Beautiful Katamari, which is the Xbox 360 one. I haven't played on the channel yet, so that one's more of like a greatest hits of all the levels.
Oh,
I think Katamari Forever is kind of like a remix as well.
Yeah.
But the first two have gotten remasters over the last couple of years, and they're both, I think they were $20 like max price, so they're probably on sale all the time for even cheaper.
Right.
But when Katamari came out, it was $20. That was like the whole pitch of the game. It was like this weird Japanese game, but it was a budget title. It was $20.
Right.
So, they kept to that with the new ones. I wanted to say I got it on sale like physically, for like $11 through their website or whatever, the Bandai website one day. But yeah, that was like the extent of what I played this week. I played some Oblivion at the beginning of the week too. I think I'm 13 hours into Oblivion, which is still like nothing in Oblivion time.
Really?
Yeah, the game's so fucking big. Like I did 3 or 4 hours in the last episode, and I did nothing main quest wise.
Oh yeah,
it was just all side quest shit. Like I started going down the Thieves Guild route, and then I murdered some dude, and then the Dark Brotherhood came to me when I went to bed. So I started doing the Dark Brotherhood quests in the last episode. I went down that whole rabbit hole, and I think I don't know how far I'm into the main quest, but like not at all. No. Like I haven't even left like the beginning city main quest wise.
I feel like that was me with Skyrim.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't think I ever actually did the main quest because I just kept getting distracted by all the other stuff.
Right, which is, I think the main quest line in all of these games are like super short if you just stuck to it. So, I mean, I guess that's kind of the point. I think Skyrim's like 25 hours total if you just stuck to the main quest.
Right.
Same thing with like Fallout 4, and 3 as well. 3's pretty short if you just stick to the main quest. But yeah, Oblivion's great. It's buggy as hell still. I think the last patch they put in made it more buggy.
No way, really?
Yeah, it crashes all the fucking time. I mean, like, it has, like, the normal Oblivion Bethesda bugs.
Yeah.
Where, like, things are spawning and, like, it'll be, like, a horse and half of his face is in the castle wall.
Yeah,
because he's
I've seen those.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of Oblivion compilations since the game's come out. Just even after the patch, people are like, oh, I thought we patched it, and it's still, like...
Yeah. I have one character that I pickpocketed at the beginning of the game, and then I went to jail for it and everything, and then I've gone back to town, and she's just freaking the fuck out, aggroed all the time, but she's not aggroed to attack me, she's just in a constant state of, like, throwing out spells and stuff like that all over the place. It's funny as hell, it's so weird. I've had wolves fall through the floor, I've had, in the middle of dialogue choices, I think I talked about it last episode, but, like, when you start talking to somebody and, like, when you start picking dialogue and stuff, it freezes everything around them.
Yeah, it does, like, the Fallout thing.
Yeah, so if you're, like, in a heavy, like, city of, like, people and stuff like that, you can pause, like... You can start talking to somebody and it'll pause, like, a character in front of the person.
Yeah.
So it's just blocking the whole thing. Or it'll, like, pause so, like, the person's, like, walking through you and you're, like, seeing through the body and, like, eyeballs and stuff. Like it does it all. But it's still fun as hell. It plays so much better than the original.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't stick to the original when I went back to it, like, a few months ago or whatever, because I would have just burned myself out. Because I didn't know it was coming until it was leaked.
Right.
And then when it leaked, it was like, is it ever gonna come? Because I think it was on the NVIDIA leak, but that was years ago.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't until, like, a month or two ago where it was like, oh, it's real, and it's coming, it's gonna be a shadow drop. And I was like, okay. Well, then definitely not gonna play more Oblivion.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, Oblivion's cool. You know what's not cool? Stealing things. Well, I mean, stealing things in Oblivion's cool. We've been, talking about Sony's live service initiative over the last year or two, you know. The live service initiative has taken another pretty big hit this week, or 10 days since the last time we've talked. It's crazy. This is crazy. Let me pull up the story. So if I told you something happened 3 times, that's not even the right way I wanted to word that. Anyways, the Bungie has been caught stealing artwork again. This is the 3rd time in like 2 years this has happened.
Yeah.
And parts of it have been Destiny, parts of it have been Bungie. I'm gonna play somebody's random video. I'm sure that will be great. We'll do the opening cinematic. That's easy. And then while I read this, Bungie had issued a statement on social media saying it is investigating an unauthorized artwork appeared in the closed alpha test of the PvPvE shooter marathon. Earlier this week, Scottish artist Fern Hook posted on social media that her work had appeared in Marathon Alpha without her knowledge or permission. Its environments are covered with assets lifted from the poster designs I made in 2017, Hook wrote. The crazy part about this is not just like this article is making it seem like it's like a couple of assets here and there. It's like the texture choices, the writing, the fucking whole like color schemes, like everything. This article is not doing as much justice, but this is from The Verge. Go read it completely. In an interview with the Washington Post, Fern says she was suspicious that her art may have been used without her permission when Bungie first revealed the game in 2023. In her thread, Fern posted side-by-side comparisons of her work and what appears in Marathon. She also made a post on X in 2024 saying that she hid a reference to the Control-Alt-Delete webcomic Loss in her designs. A year later, a player posted a screenshot from the game that included a coda reference to the comic. Exactly like how she did.
Right.
Bungie says that it was made aware of the issue and determined the art team did not know the artwork was stolen and that a former employee was responsible for adding the assets. The studio also said it reached out to Fern to discuss the matter and that it is committed to doing the right thing, so the right by the artist. This is not the first time an artist's work has been used for Bungie without their permission. In 2024, Bungie agreed to compensate artist Tofu Rabbit after she discovered that the design for a Destiny 2 themed Nerf gun was ripped directly from her fan art. Bungie has also been accused of using other creators' Destiny 2 fan art for references and cutscenes without permission. Bungie says it's reviewing in-game assets, especially those done by former employees, to ensure this won't happen again, or again, or again.
Sure.
It's pretty damning. I'm gonna see if I could go to this post here. No, this doesn't have it. I was hoping this article would have more of like what she was talking about. But okay, the Forbes article does. So this is the Destiny 2 art that they stole. Starting with that. And this is the Marathon stuff. It's like logos. It's like all of the coding in the background is from the posters. Let me see if I can find that. There's another shot of that. If you guys, obviously I can't show you guys from my phone screen. I don't want to play some random dude's YouTube video talking about it. I wish IGN had something here. But Bungie actually had a live stream yesterday trying to like say I'm sorry and stuff like that with the director and stuff, and it was not good. Obviously, you can see from these faces, it was somebody's not happy here.
Yeah.
It's insane. It's let's see Dustin here. Destin, not Dustin. Destin.
Long story short, this artist came forward and said the Marathon Alpha released recently.
I'll try to find this.
Are covered with assets lifted from posters and designs I made in 2017.
And I want to send my personal apology to Anti-Real, whose work was used in this case.
And the bigger problem, this is not the first time, or second time, or third time, or fourth time. It might even be the fifth time something like this has come up. 2021 Destiny 2 Witch Queen trailer. Mal E used fan art of Ziva Larat in trailer without credit, corrected after the mistake was noticed. 2023 a Destiny 2 cutscene. The artist Julian Fayola used near identical fan art in the cutscene. Bungie
Let's see if I
apologized.
can just image search it. That might be easiest. Bungie steals art.
And they were in contact to compensate and credit. And in 2025, this marathon issue happened where there was another issue with assets quite clearly being one. Bungie is caught
This is the one.
up in the biggest art theft scandals and
Yeah.
That's all the coding and stuff.
Right.
Like, it's crazy. I mean, like, again, this is the fifth time, and even if it is a former employee, which this probably is, because we've talked about over the last year, they've been bleeding people constantly.
Right.
Like, what? There was the last round of layoffs from them was like 1,200 people or something like that, and that's like the fourth round of layoffs they've had since Sony bought them. And obviously this has been going on even before Sony bought them. But it just seems like they're doing even more so. I don't know. It could be contract workers. It could just be people in the company, and they're just saying that they fired them just because they need to protect themselves.
Right.
But really, they might not know.
Mm-hmm.
It's insane. For it to happen once, for it to happen 5 or 6 times is I don't know, man. It's crazy. I mean, obviously I would sue, right?
I mean, I guess he has the artist if you have proof
Like
that they stole it.
I would try suing for like the highest amount possible. Like, how long has this game been in development for? Like, obviously you could get a senior art director position because your fucking art's everywhere.
Yeah, true.
So, like, let's say this game's been in development for 6 years, and you could have been compensated for being an art director for 6 years, and this still has another 2 or 3 years of development if it even comes out.
Yeah.
At this point, though, I don't know.
Yeah.
We haven't talked about, like, the alpha happened over the last, like, couple of weeks as well. People seem kind of middle of the road on it. It's an alpha, though, of course, so...
Oh, the game?
Yeah, who knows what that really means and how much is in it, necessarily, but people said it seemed like a pretty complete product, other than the skins and stuff not being in the game yet. But people say it's a pretty middle-of-the-road one of these. It's an extraction shooter. It's
right.
But it's not a free-to-play action shooter. It's the word around town. So
there's already so many free ones.
Right. And then, like, there are good paid ones, too. Like, if you're gonna pay for one, I assume, like, you're paying for Tarkov. Like, but if you're not paying for one, there's Hunt Showdown.
Mm-hmm.
There's fucking... Is Ready or Not free to play? Ready or Not might be a...
Sure.
Yeah, that might be also paid for, but I think that one was like $15. Tarkov is like 60, and then most people have like the $120 version or whatever. The 200. It's Tarkov's expensive.
I didn't know that. Oh.
Yeah. Kyle has the ultimate one because I think that's the only way you could play it, like early modes and stuff like that, or even when it was like in beta and stuff. I think it's still in beta, but when it was in alpha, that was the only way you could play.
Yeah.
But Kyle, this is Kyle's bread and butter are these.
Yeah.
And he's not excited for it, so I think it's pretty damning. Arc Raiders just came out. Arc Raiders is also an extraction shooter, and people are really hyped on it, and it's free.
Yeah.
So I don't know. This is another $40 live service game from Sony. Are you gonna buy it?
No.
No. No. Like, the creators of Halo, right? You know? And how far they've fallen.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, how many people are left, right? But
right. Yeah.
It's insane. Did we talk about Sony's new team last week? Because in the middle of all this, Sony also announced that, or I guess it was a little bit before this, Sony just announced a new live service team called Team LFG. That is all made up of
you were
old
like,
Destiny people.
Let's fucking go team.
Yeah, right. But that's all previous Destiny people, because Bungie people, because Bungie's whole MO while they've been working on Destiny is like they've been burning money with like incubation teams, just trying to like spin off projects that just keep getting canceled.
Yeah.
We've talked about Gummy Bears was one of them. I think that's still in development. It's like their MOBA. And then they had like an RTS thing that got canceled. They've canceled like single player stuff. They've canceled other like MMO style things. I don't know. I don't know what they do at this point to make any of this exciting.
Yeah.
And now people just have a sour taste in their mouth in general about Bungie. I don't know.
Yeah, they might have to
call it
go
quits.
into hiding for a little bit.
Yeah, I think Sony just needs... I mean, like, it's people's jobs we're talking about, and, like, even though they've bled so many people, like, Bungie's still probably 1,000+ people. I don't know what you do with Bungie at this point. I think you get Marathon out and then cut your losses.
Yeah.
Like, they bought them for $2 billion.
Probably.
And they've been just firing people ever since.
Yeah, it didn't seem very lucrative.
No. Well, I mean, like, I'm sure the idea of Destiny seemed lucrative, but nobody knew what Destiny was making. Activision didn't want any part of it, remember? Because Activision was like, oh, we're just selling it off, and then Bungie just bought back Destiny.
Right, yeah.
So I don't know, maybe it seems like they're really good at talking to Sony about, like, saying how good they would be, because I guess, like, the whole idea was, like, oh, we're going to start doing live service games, so we're going to bring Bungie, the Destiny people, obviously.
Right.
And they're going to lead this initiative. And then they canceled The Last of Us multiplayer and, like, did all of this shit. And, I mean, honestly, I think The Last of Us multiplayer might have been the only one of these that would have survived.
Yeah, probably. Maybe not.
Yeah, maybe not.
Not even that.
Maybe not. People really like the multiplayer mode attached to the game.
Oh, really?
And then they just had another weird roguelike mode thing. Oh, my nose just got really stuffy. Oh, gross. Yeah. Yeah, they just had added like a whole another roguelike mode of The Last of Us Part 2 or whatever. But The Last of Us multiplayer was supposed to be like this RPG mix, MMO, PvP thing. And then they were like, how do you monetize this? Obviously, you're charging $40 for all the other ones.
Right.
I don't know. I think they could have probably charged for it. I don't think I would have played Last of Us part whatever. Last of Us Factions, I think is what they were calling it. I don't think I would have played it, but like people wanted it. that was something people wanted
more Last of Us.
Right. They brought Neil Druckmann on stage that one year and at the Keeley Awards, and that was super awkward because they didn't have a trailer. It was just like some concept art. And
that's weird, yeah.
I think it leaked like 4 hours before that happened too.
Oh my
So he got on stage and he was like, "You guys already know about this," but it was super. He was just mad. Yeah. He's funny. Yeah. This isn't the only Sony live service thing that happened this week.
Yeah.
There's another game that we've been talking about. We've only seen one trailer of, I think. Remember the game Fair Games? It was like a team-based...
Carnival?
No. It was a team-based... Here, I'll just bring up the trailer, because that's easier. It's like a team-based vault looting thing. It kind of seemed like Overwatchy, but also an extraction shooter. But like this trailer is more CG than gameplay. But it had the $ in the name, and the guy with the Ronald Reagan mask. Or the monkey masks? I think both. Maybe both. Well, this game was led by famous director Jade Raymond. Jade Raymond was the creative director, lead director of a bunch of the old Assassin's Creed games back in the day.
Okay.
But since then, she has left Ubisoft and has tried to make several games that have been canceled. A lot of it was under like Stadia and stuff like that. And then I think she had an Oculus game at one point that got canceled. Yeah, she's had a very bad go of it. This is from GameSpot. GameSpot wrote this out, but you can find this everywhere. You could probably even just read a Twitter post about it. Jade Raymond leaves Fair Game Studio. Game reportedly delayed to spring 2026. The founder and head of Haven Studios has left the company reportedly following concerns from developers over PlayStation's upcoming live service title. Jade Raymond, the founder and head of PlayStation-owned Haven Studios. This is another studio that PlayStation just bought.
Yeah, just for whatever.
Yeah. Reported by Bloomberg, Raymond has left the company a few weeks after the first external place test for Fair Games, the studio's upcoming live service multiplayer shooter. Some developers at the studio were reportedly concerned about Fair Games' reception and the progress that has been made of the game. PlayStation did not provide a reason for a departure from Haven Studios, but did provide a statement to Bloomberg. Jade Raymond has been an incredible partner and a visionary force in founding Haven Studios, a PlayStation spokesperson said in the statement. We are deeply grateful for her leadership and contributions, and we wish her all the best in her next chapter. Executive producer Mary Eve Danis and head of production Pierre Francois Sabinski will replace Raymond as co-studio heads moving forward. Not a good sign. And PlayStation said it committed to supporting the studio. Bloomberg also reports that as a part of this, Fair Games is moving from a fall 2025 release, I don't think they ever announced that, to spring 2026, putting it within the Grand Theft Auto 6 release time of May 26, 2026. Fair Games is one of the few remaining live service games in production at PlayStation after the unreleasing... That's a funny way to put it. Unreleasing of Concord.
Mm-hmm.
And the canceling of Bluepoint's live service God of War project. That's right. Raymond founded Haven Studios in 2021 after previously worked at Ubisoft. The games that she worked on was Assassin's Creed 2, Assassin's Creed Bloodlines, Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell Blacklist, and Watch Dogs. She was also lead on the Star Wars game Project Ragtag for Electronic Arts, which was canceled. I think that game was also called 1313 at one point, which was a big deal. That was like a first-person shooter, kind of like what Jedi Fallen Order is for like the Souls community, but it was a first-person shooter RPG kind of thing.
Word.
Back in like when Uncharted was at its biggest. But yeah, another one bites the dust.
Wow.
I mean, this game isn't canceled yet, but having multiple studio heads is never a good sign.
Yeah.
I mean, PlayStation did that when Jim Ryan left. They were like, we're going to have 2 CEOs. And then it was like 3 months later, they're like, we have 1 CEO.
Right.
And we demoted the other one. It's like, okay. I don't think this game is going to come out.
No, probably not.
Yeah, I think it'll get canceled by September. Like,
It's probably already canceled.
oh yeah. Yeah, it says here that it's the first initial playtests, and then she left.
Wow.
Yeah, so, like, they weren't even, like, these were internal playtests. These weren't external, like, closed alpha or anything. These were, like, internal people who have work at game studios playing this stuff, being like, nah, this ain't it, dog.
Right.
And it sounds like even people inside the studio playing their own game being like, nah, this ain't it, dog.
That's crazy.
Which, yeah, is crazy, especially after the whole Bungie shit where they're all drinking their own Kool-Aid, and then everybody else in their fan base is like, nah, we're not into this.
No, suddenly, yeah.
Yeah. It's very weird. It's kind of like Concord almost, where everybody in the studio was like... Well, everybody in the studio of Concord was super into Concord,
Yeah.
was the word. So I guess it's not like that. This is like, hey, we're definitely going to put out a lemon, so we better work on this more.
Right. Yeah.
And I don't know if... Yeah, I don't know if it ever comes out. I forgot they canceled that live service God of War game.
Oh, wow, I didn't even...
Yeah, that was Bluepoint. We were talking about Bluepoint. They're usually... They're the remake remaster team.
Oh, right,
And
right,
then
yeah.
Sony was like, make a live service game. Or maybe they agreed that Bluepoint should make a live service game because Bluepoint was like, well, I guess that's what we should do because this is what Sony wants. So that's what they pitched them. But that's the Demon Souls remastered, or Demon Souls remake team, and Shadow of the Colossus remake, and
Oh, right.
yeah, that's their bread and butter. So for them to go to a live service God of War, that's their own thing, seemed weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. The whole live service thing seems very half-baked and schizophrenic the whole way through. Right? It's like just like Xbox's marketing plan in general. This is like Sony's live service thing is over here just like freaking the fuck out, eating all the money.
Yeah.
Because like the only game they've released within the year, first party wise, is Astrobot.
Yeah.
And Astrobot is a single player, like, 3D platformer. It sold millions of copies. It did extremely well. A team of 60 people. I'm sure they have, like, some contractors on the side, but the team of Sobo is 60 people in total. So, like, I don't know. There's a huge contrast in, like, what's working and what's definitely not working. And I don't get why they don't see it. And why are they doubling down?
Right. Yeah. Seems to be a lot of like behind the scenes stuff we're not getting.
Right. Right. And we probably won't get for 20 years.
Right, of course, yeah.
Until somebody leaves the company and their NDAs are gone and
exactly when someone can afford to leak the info.
Yeah, when they're close to their deathbed and not worried about getting sued. Right.
Yeah, right.
I'm sure this is not the end of Jade Raymond. Maybe it is. She's had a bad run of it. I mean, we're at the point where like video game creators, we've talked about this in way back with the Kojima thing, and like the loss of PT and stuff, but the video games take a long time to make.
Yeah.
And back in the day, like when a lot of these people started, games used to take like a year, 2 years, maybe 4 years at most. And now we're on dev cycles that are like 6 to 8 years. And you only have so many games in you. Yeah. Like, Jade Raymond is not old. She's in her 50s. But still, like, you start on a game now, you're 60 years old by the time it comes out.
Right.
And then you get on your next game, or you're thinking about retiring. Like, or do you start a game, spin up for 3-4 years, and then it gets canceled again?
Right.
Like, a lot of people are in that bucket right now where, like, this is their last hurrah. You know, we talked about Miyamoto, and this is probably his last console generation.
Yeah, true.
Miyamoto's like 78 or something, though.
Oh, wow.
Miyamoto's old. But then like Kojima is in his 60s. Like, Kojima has Death Stranding 2 coming out this year. He has a game called OD coming out. The horror Xbox game with Jordan Peele.
Right.
And then he has Fizzant, which is the other Sony game that he announced at the movie studio.
Yeah.
It was like the zoom out shot, and then he was like, it's a movie game thing. It's a mix of medias. I don't know what it is. Nice. It's a new thing. But it sounds like it's just going to be a new Metal Gear spiritual successor, because it's a tactical espionage thriller is what he's calling it. But again, Kojima has these 3 projects. He's saying Fizzant isn't until like 7 years from now. Right. Is like the timeline on this shit.
Where's he gonna be in 7 years?
Right.
Like mentally, you know?
Yeah, mentally or just like physically. Yeah. Like, I mean, 62 or whatever. I'll look the exact age of Kojima. He's 61 years old. If Fizzant comes out in 7 years, he's 68 years old. What are we doing at 68?
Right.
Right? Is Fizzant the last game that Kojima ever works on? I doubt it. But how many other games does a lot of these people have?
Yeah.
And then a lot of these studios haven't really set up the next line of talent to take over because they've been so busy chasing trends like this.
Right.
And they've been dumping money into it and stuff like that. They've been so focused on bombing, pretty much, that there's no lessons to take other than don't take the bad ones.
Right. Don't do this again.
Yeah. But there's no time developing games that are worth anything, you know?
Yeah.
It's all gone. It's all stuff that we'll never see. I mean, I would be surprised. No, I wouldn't be surprised. We'll probably see something of Fair Games this summer, is what I would think. Whether it's SGF or Gamescom or whatever. But I don't think we'll see much more of it until it either is canceled or it's closer to coming out. I think they'll be going dark for a bit on this one. They've gone pretty dark on it for a while. I don't know, man. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I said Doom came out earlier this week.
That's
Have you
true.
played Doom? Have you seen any Doom yet?
Other than the trailer we watched.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
The medieval one?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on Game Pass, so like I don't know. I've been wanting to check it out, but you know, like I said, people are like, "Oh, it's not exactly like 2016," and I mean, like we knew that watching the trailer,
right?
I was like, well, maybe I kind of just want to play 2016 because I want to just shoot shit.
They're all on the Game Pass.
But I'm looking at OpenCritic right now. It's sitting at an 86 out of 100. GameRant gave it an 8 out of 10. IGN gave it a 9 out of 10. PC Gamer gave it an 80 out of 100. And Eurogamer gave it a 4 out of 5.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's doing pretty good. Oh, here's GameSpot. GameSpot 8 out of 10 and a 9.5 from Game Informer. So it's doing pretty well. People do seem pretty into it. I haven't heard bad things about it. I've heard things that are like, oh, well, if you're into the more rip and tear stuff, this might not be the exact thing that you're looking for.
Yeah.
And I've heard that the combat could be somewhat repetitive, but they do enough in the middle of all of it to like break it up somewhat.
Right.
Doom Eternal was really focused on like jumping puzzles and stuff like that. There's a lot of like first person platforming. I guess that's not that heavy in this one, but you do have the shield dash thing.
It looked a little more open.
Yeah. What happened to the capture? That's weird. Why did it do that? I don't know. Why would you do that? Redo the capture. I mean, I don't necessarily need it anymore, but just in case. And then I'll resync it now. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah! Alright. Well, I mean, speaking of games in the future, and games that probably got announced way too early, we got some Kingdom Hearts news.
Nice.
Kingdom Hearts, there's a couple of different things. It'd be really cool if you just knew what I was talking about. This isn't the new stuff, but just gonna see if there's...
Kingdom Hearts 4 is back. And
Nope. Nope, that's not exactly what I want. But anyways, we got a bunch of screenshots, basically saying the game is still in development and stuff like that. Not a new trailer or anything, but like these screenshots they're kind of whatever. Yeah, let's see if I can pull a couple up for you. That's what I was hoping they would have in that video. Holy shit, dude. Gaming websites. Some of these gaming websites are so bad. But like a lot of the screenshots look like they're just like super messy.
Yeah.
And then we got one that's a collage of a bunch of different things.
Yeah, I think I saw that photo on Facebook or something.
Right.
It looks like they just leaned into more of the Final Fantasy look.
Right. Right, exactly. Yeah, this is all Unreal 5 for sure.
Right.
Basically they canceled the mobile game that was coming out called Kingdom Hearts Missing Link.
Yeah.
And then shortly after that, they're like, Kingdom Hearts 4 isn't dead. Here are these screenshots. And then the dude who's making it, is it Nomura? We see how excited you are, and we are truly grateful from the bottom of our hearts. We are excited. We're equally excited and can't wait to share more about Kingdom Hearts 4 when the time is right. Until then, we appreciate your patience and thank you for your continued support. they announced this game in 2022 is when this trailer came out. So it's been a while. But it's not dead yet, so that's cool. Who knows when it'll be? What, it was like 2006, I think, is when Kingdom Hearts 3 was announced. So,
Yeah.
and then it was 2019 or 2018 when Kingdom Hearts 3 came out finally. This does seem like it will be closer, but I still think this is like a 2027 game. But I mean, is this the trailer that has like the beginning part where people are like, oh well, like it's realistic because it's Star Wars and Marvel are coming. That's the whole theory. I mean, they're probably going to double down on Final Fantasy. That was like the big complaint about 3 is there wasn't enough Final Fantasy. And we've had a bunch of Final Fantasies since 3 came out.
Right.
Like the remakes and then 16. But there's one shot in the new trailer. This one. That people are like, oh, that's a AT-AT foot. And the top of this, where maybe it's the beginning. Trying to do frame by frame on a console is really hard. Is there another trailer that we got? I thought we only got the one trailer. So maybe not. Maybe... It's like in the wooded shot. This shot right there. Perfect. See if I can pause it. Up there in the top corner, you make out a little foot.
That's just a rock.
Well, let me go back because it's moving. People are saying that's Endor, I think is the planet. I'm not a big Star Wars nerd.
I don't know. I fall asleep every time.
Yeah, right. The original trilogy I loved as a kid, but and I saw the prequels in theaters, but I have not seen any of the new ones.
I don't think I've seen a full one.
No? It's probably not worth it. I mean,
yeah.
There's enough good Star Wars media that's not the movies at this point.
Agree to disagree.
Yeah. Well, the games.
Oh, yeah. I guess the games. That's
like KOTOR
fair.
and Jedi and
yeah. I do like Lego Star Wars.
Lego Star Wars, yeah, dude, exactly. And then I guess a new Kingdom Hearts level. Who knows what the extent will that be? I had my disappointments with 3. I really like 3 in the grand scheme of things, but
yeah.
There's definitely, like, some worlds that were lacking. A lot of the Pixar stuff seemed very...
There was a lot of... Yeah.
Like, I mean, the Toy Story level was okay.
Some of the worlds were a little, like...
Bland,
yeah.
Yeah, like, the Monsters, Inc. world was kind of like, whatever.
Yeah.
But then they had, like, some really cool levels in it, like Pirates of the Caribbean, The redo of that level was really cool. And the Toy Story level is really cool, but that was like the big level that they showed off forever. You could tell that that's what they spent the most time in.
Right. Yeah.
But I don't know. Enchanted was okay. Frozen sucked. I hated the Frozen level.
Yeah, that one was silly. And
Yeah.
they introduced like a new mechanic just for that.
Right. They did that a
map,
lot.
too.
Yeah.
Which was weird. I was like, no, I want to do this everywhere.
I hope they get rid of like all of the different rides and stuff like that, like, or just make it like less of a thing, like make it more of like a deliberate action than a random like cooldown kind of thing, because it was a lot to like summon a pirate ship in the middle of battle and then be stuck on
There's like a whole thing you got to do.
a 10-second ride or whatever, a 10-second cutscene.
Yeah, that seemed very like, I can't think of the word, but just like not.
It wasn't fully fleshed out.
It didn't make sense.
Yeah, it was cool in the one
Disney World was like, don't forget us.
Right.
The theme parks.
Right. They could have just done like a Disney World level, which would be so sick. Like, do an Animal Kingdom level or something like that. You know? Like,
right. Yeah. Why not?
Or why not? They've done Jungle Book. They've done Tarzan. Why not do like? I mean, even then, they've had like the Jungle Cruise movie and stuff since then. I hope they don't add a bunch of the live action shit, but I do hope like the Star Wars stuff is cool and there's actually thought into it and it's not like Monsters Inc. and stuff.
Right. Yeah.
I hope Lucasfilm gives them the keys to run with it because Pixar didn't.
Yeah.
And that seemed to be the issue, is that Pixar was like, no, don't fuck with our stories. So, and that's kind of the Kingdom Hearts way. Is like they kind of like retell the story of whatever.
Right.
At least the first version of the world. And then they're like, oh, we'll go back later. And then it's a whole new story kind of thing. So I don't know. We'll probably be really old by the time this comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be like 35. Fucking 2 kids. I hope not. That would be awful.
Not me.
But here's some good news. We talked about it last week. I was very sad. My favorite podcast in the world was going away. But they're back. Giant Bomb is now 100% independent.
Nice.
After over a decade of corporate ownership, Giant Bomb will now be truly independent. We don't work for a corporation anymore. We work for you. We're not serving an algorithm or executives. We're serving you, the audience, and we want to learn what it takes, or we want to learn into what's always made Giant Bomb special. And that's the people you see or hear on our content, an extremely passionate community. Yeah, it was last week at a PAX panel. They announced that Giant Bomb has been bought by the guys.
Right.
Specifically, the 2 Jeffs that they have left fandom first. I guess they had been out of fandom for like a week by the time that they were like, oh, we're done live streaming or whatever. They are not they had been done for a while. Pretty much as soon as they were done live streaming, both Jeffs quit. But when that happened, Phantom offered to sell the company to them.
Yeah.
And they took it. They set up all of the back end with like in a week and then they announced at the PAX panel the next week, nice. Hey, we bought the company and we're continuing it. Giant Bomb's in full swing again, and yeah, it's cool. It feels better somehow. Like it's still the same guys. Like, I mean, obviously, like, it's not the old guys that have left, but like the guys that I was watching 3 weeks ago. Right. But there's an energy now to it where it's like, it's not for the man. It's for everyone. Like who's fans of this. For, you know, it's you're not serving what they said. You're not serving a company. You're serving like you kind of just make whatever feels fun and like
right and hope people stick around.
Yeah, and I think like there's been good models now of like how to do this right. Like Giant Bomb was the first one ever to do subscriptions.
Yeah.
Back in like 2005, whenever Giant Bomb started, that was like the way that they did it. They had the website and it was like subscribe to the website, monthly subscriptions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that was pre-YouTube. That was like, like before like a lot of these massive powerhouses exist. It was before Patreon, of course. So like they've been doing it for a long time. But since then they've been owned by like 5 different companies. And none of those companies have like really understood what makes Giant Bomb Giant Bomb. They've kind of just, and for better or for worse, left Giant Bomb alone to like do what they wanted.
Right.
And like Giant Bomb now has a very dedicated community, and we're all old. We've all been listening for a very long time. And like I know like it's new views are lower than what they used to be and stuff like that, but it seems like a lot of people have came back like with this announcement of independence and stuff. People were supporting all over the place, like with when they announced that Giant Bomb was ending at that point. And then it seems like people continued that support when they were like, hey, we're back, but we're in it for us, so we need that help to like grow the company.
Turn the lights back on.
Yeah, turn the lights back on, make sure everybody has health insurance and salaries for the year, and like, they got to start getting ads running again, and like they set up a Ko-Fi for the first time ever. They're probably gonna have a Patreon soon. Stuff like that. They're still continuing the subscriptions on the main website, but that website's really old, and if you listen to any of the old guys talk about it, like Jeff Gersman, or Alex or Vinny or anywhere, the one thing they talk about is how chaotic that old website is. It's not only like a video streaming platform, they have like a whole wiki section and stuff like that that's probably just as big, if not bigger, than Phantom's wiki.
Wow.
Which is the reason why they probably wanted them in the first place, like, is the wiki data. And same thing, when they bought Giant Bomb too, they didn't just buy Giant Bomb, they bought CNET, they bought Metacritic, they bought what was the other? They bought another company too, but they bought all the gaming stuff.
Yeah.
And of course they're just feeding it into their algorithm or whatever. But yeah, if you didn't know what happened to Giant Bomb, and we talked about it last week, Giant Bomb, they usually stream. They do a lot of streams and stuff like that, talk shows and podcasts and stuff like that. Fandom got a new CEO and put a mandate out saying that all of their platforms would start taking a family-friendly approach, and that all live streaming would cease. And that includes GameSpot and a couple of other websites and stuff that are under them, but mostly GameSpot and Giant Bomb are the two. And with that, of course, all of the fans got very angry, and Giant Bomb fans are very vocal. GameSpot, I don't think GameSpot really has a fan base anymore. Like, it's like IGN, where it's like too big to have like people that are there just to be Giant Bomb fans. It's like, oh, they're just the website now, which is a bummer, because Giant Bomb comes from GameSpot. They're all from that era, like old GameSpot, way old, like early 2000s old.
Yeah.
But that's where what GameSpot used to bring to the table was, people who played video games that you trusted and stuff like that. And you kind of have that at GameSpot now. They have a team of 5 people that show up on camera.
Yeah.
But in the old days of GameSpot, it was it was Gerstmann, it was Alex, it was Vinny, it was Brad, it was all of these Giant Bomb guys, and they knew their shit, they did their shit. There's a very different feel where they were also journalists and stuff like that too, and games reviewers and stuff, where the modern GameSpot video team is not that. They're only on videos.
Yeah. And
they play some games, but they don't do a lot of that. They write some articles, but they don't do a lot of that. But Fandom bought all these websites. They obviously don't know what to do with them. A new CEO comes, doesn't understand anything about video games, let alone the websites, and or the people that make the websites. So obviously a lot of the guys were either quitting or getting fired, and I'm glad that they were able to get Giant Bomb away from Fandom. I would have followed them to whatever they would have made next, even if it wasn't Giant Bomb, but it is. I'm glad home is home still.
Yeah.
That's all the news I got, though.
Yeah.
That's. I wanted to end on a happier note.
That's good. Yeah, it's a good happy note.
Yeah.
It's always good that. Well, it's like the magazine thing.
Right.
It's good that they are. It's a good sign that you don't need that corporation leash or whatever.
Right.
But there's a lot of opportunity for anyone to kind of, find a following and whatever.
Right. And
it helps that they already had something, but it's a good sign that if some of this stuff crashes out, we'll be able to recover or whatever.
Right, exactly. And obviously there's things that the corporation takes care of that they don't have right now. They got to figure out the taxes and shit. They got to figure out health insurance.
That's
they got to figure out they'll figure it out.
Some of us haven't had health insurance in years. You don't need it.
Right, you're right.
Just never go to the doctor.
Yeah. Well, last year, Dan I don't even think it was last. It might have been the beginning of this year. Dan had that major face surgery because he had a cyst growing next to his nose. If he had to pay that out of pocket, dude, fuck.
That's true.
I get it. That shit's expensive.
Yeah.
Let alone pet insurance or pet vet bills and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And everybody owns houses, or Jan lives in San Francisco and pays rent. San Francisco rent ain't cheap.
Very true, yeah.
So yeah. I'm glad to see everybody is maybe not on their feet yet, but they're preparing for landing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good and they all were able to kind of stick together and.
Yeah. The 2 part-timers, Nikki and Sean, they weren't able to bring them on fully yet again. But they are trying to work that out. They have said that is the next main priority, is to bring those 2 on. So Turbo Sean does have Patreon and a Twitch that you go subscribe to and stuff like that. Nikki Grayson has the VG's podcast, and he has a newsletter that he does. I love the VG's podcast. I think that podcast is funny as fuck.
Yeah.
Nikki's hilarious. I think he's just non-stop, just making jokes and stuff.
Nice.
He's really funny. Yeah, that's a good podcast. Go support those things, but also go support Giant Bomb. Giant Bomb's back. And go support us.
Yeah.
I think that's where we're going to call it. Do you have any final words? Anything special?
You have so many chips.
Yeah, you want some? You want chips?
No. Maybe I'll take one.
Yeah, I got
Since
those
there's so
for
many.
free.
Wow.
Yeah. Please take them. I don't eat chips like that.
Me neither. I've kind of most snacks that leave like a residue on my fingers.
Yeah.
I usually don't eat.
There's granola bars.
Someone just suggested to use
chopsticks,
which is fine, but I don't know. I'm just not like a snack person. I like one treat.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't want a bag of chips. I'll just eat like a donut.
Yeah.
Or like a muffin. Like one thing, and then it's done. And then I don't like just continuously snacking for a long period of time. You know, I want it to just be over with.
Right.
Same with food. Food in general, I've kind of just gotten over eating. You know, I just want my food to instantly be in front of me, instantly be consumed,
right,
and get it out of the way. If food takes more than, like, every once in a while, I mean, I love food and going out to eat and stuff, but for the most part, I'm just like, oh, I'm hungry again.
Yeah,
like, fucking.
Right.
Let me just get fast food so I don't have to wait more than 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, even cooking. I'm like, and I have an air fryer, and I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah, dude, I totally get it. I'm the same way. I mean, I'd rather order food or get pre-made food than...
Yeah. At this point...
Yeah. I feel bad.
It's almost the same price nowadays. Like, it used to be a little cheaper to go grocery shopping. Yeah, it probably still is.
Yeah.
But
depending on what you eat, right?
Right, depending on what you eat. But, like, if you really want to eat well, it's not.
No.
And it's just more work than anything. So I'm like, fuck it. Life's too young. I'm going to just eat fast food.
For one person especially, like, yeah, it's... Yeah, 2 McDoubles is $4. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
You know?
That's what I'm saying.
It's, versus, like, every time I buy lunch meat for 2 weeks, it's like $40-something.
Yeah,
because lunch meat's expensive. And then, let alone, like, I buy bread every 2 or 3 days or whatever because fresh loaves of bread go stale real quick. I mean, like, I could be buying Wonder Bread or whatever, but, like, I don't eat a whole loaf of bread that fast.
And
like
that goes bad, too. Yeah.
Right, and that goes bad the Wonder Bread goes bad really fast as well.
Yeah.
But if I get a baguette, I'll eat, like, half the baguette or whatever and not feel as bad. But yeah, I agree. Things are just as expensive. I just try to limit myself on how much I order out.
Yeah.
Because, like, I order out a lot, and I don't always have the... Especially when it's just myself. I don't care how much I spend on my own food.
Yeah.
Like, if I want to eat well, I'll eat well. Like, yesterday, I ordered a pizza. That pizza right there, and that's, like, a $24 pizza. And then I got fried chicken as well.
Oh, nice.
So, that's, like, a $30 dinner lunch situation. I mean, I've gotten multiple meals out of it, but that's another thing with eating when you're by yourself, too. Like, you can stretch out something...
Yeah.
Pretty far, too.
Yeah. Without being judged.
Right. Like, I can go to McDonald's is a big one, where I can go to spend $10 there and get, like, 2 meals worth of food easy.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's all relative. It's all making smart choices. But when it comes to free food, like, bags of chips and stuff like that, I will definitely take as much as I can get.
Yeah.
Because it is sustenance, so... I will just eat it. I'm trying to wean back my craving situation a lot because I live a lot by cravings of things, and I'm just trying to.
Yeah.
I think that's the way to save money is like not buy on impulse.
Yeah, that'll definitely. Yeah, that's a big way.
Yeah, because it's really easy for me to spend $50-$60 on food in a day just going on impulse of like what I want at that moment.
Yeah, for sure. I try to go in with a plan.
Right. Yeah, that's for sure. But yeah, that is a podcast, guys. We will be back next week with probably more food talk, a lot, and then a lot more games to talk about. I don't think there's anything crazy happening over the next week, but we will see.
You never know.
Yeah, but what, 2 weeks from now, I think? 3 weeks from now is Summer Games Fest. We're getting closer and closer, so it's the calm before the storm. Well, Patrick and I will talk about how we're going to do that. But there's at least 2 shows that we know about. Summer Games Fest proper, and then Xbox has their show the next Sunday. But we'll see if PlayStation or Nintendo has something. I'd imagine Nintendo has something, because the Switch also releases that weekend. So I would imagine they have, like, some other direct at some point. But, I mean, we had 2, like, back-to-back.
Yeah.
And then, yeah. And then the Mario Kart one was pretty recent, too, so I don't know.
Oh, right, yeah. For nothing.
Right, for nothing. Yeah, we'll be back next week with another episode of Praise the Run podcast. Thank you so much. Go follow all our socials down below. Like, comment, subscribe. Support us by supporting my Pokemon store and Patrick's shirt shop. That's a fun thing to say, shirt shop.
Yeah.
Yeah, until the next time. It's been fun, guys. It's been real. Peace out, cubs. Bye.